Welcome back to the Cave Dwellers. Today we got Freeway Ricky talking about Big U representing himself. I think that's crazy too, representing yourself on a RICO case as the leader of a gang when the FBI got you on multiple taps and video of you picking up money yourself is crazy to me.
Well, Big U is sitting in jail right now, facing a lot of charges. A lot of charges. He's in a 43-count indictment.
Yeah, I spoke to you like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did you? In jail?
Yeah, somebody, I was with somebody and he was talking to him and they handed me the phone. So we talked for a couple minutes.
Well, the feds were listening to that phone call.
Yeah. I don't mind.
I can guarantee you that.
I ain't doing nothing.
Right. Now, me and Big U.
That's some game. They listen to everything. Same with Brick Baby and Loose Cannon and shit. That's why it's crazy to think that they were going to be getting some bail.
Talk a few times a year.
Yeah.
Ever since he did our the interview here on Vlad TV, like me and him were always cool. Never a bad.
He said he good.
He's good.
He said he said he got a lot of bunk charges.
Well, it's announced he's actually representing himself.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So his attorney,
I don't think he knew that.
Arturo Hernandez, said a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off of the case. He said the attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. Big U also told the court he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer. Now,
that's crazy. His son's in the NFL. He's got millions of dollars through his organization. He doesn't have enough money. What? Are you kidding me? His son must be staying as far away from this as possible.
If you don't have the money, you get a court-appointed lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Now, isn't that better than representing yourself?
Yeah, it is. Now I got a friend that represented himself, but he a bad mother.
He won?
Huh?
He won?
No,
he lost.
That's crazy. Hold on. I'm glad he asked that. He just assumed he won.
But he's sharp, though. He got a mouthpiece. He can talk in court.
He still lost.
But he still lost.
Do you know anyone that represented themselves and won?
No.
No. Not a single human being.
At the Fed level, too?
No. You know what they say? The client got himself for a lawyer. Got a fool for a lawyer. Something like that.
Yeah.
I know what
something like that it goes. But yeah, no, you're not supposed to represent yourself. You making a big mistake by trying to represent yourself. He also would knock out his opportunity to go with ineffective assistant counsel. You know, if you represent yourself, you don't get that opportunity because if you don't effectively do your job, you did it to yourself.
Right. The term is he who represents himself has a fool for a client.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I knew it was something like that.
I'm not calling Big U a fool, by the way. I'm not. But it's a little bit crazy. Now, according to Wack, what he thinks is happening is...
That's crazy, according to Wack. According to Wack. You lose credit, Vlad, when you talking about according to Wack.
Big U is trying to get all the paperwork on everyone who's snitching on him so he can see for himself everyone who's actually cooperating against him.
He would get that anyway.
So you're saying that having a lawyer, not having a lawyer, so a lawyer couldn't shield that from somebody else?
No, he has to give it to him. Everything in discovery he's entitled to.
Well, listen, but I'd heard...
Yeah, your lawyer can't know some information about your case that you can't know. That'd be crazy.
This, and I talked to someone who's, you know, representing major clients in federal cases right now as we speak. And he said that the way the federal system is laid out, sometimes lawyers can't even show their clients certain pieces of information.
That's crazy.
He said that's a real thing. Now, by the end, of course, you get everything, but at certain times...
Well, they don't usually give up the names of informants until the day of the interview. And what they do in the feds, like, say, for instance, you don't get preliminary hearing in the feds. You go straight from pre-trial to trial. But what they do is they allow you to, what they call interview witnesses.
In the feds?
Yeah, in the feds, you get to interview witnesses. Not the client, but the lawyers get to interview the witnesses. So
in this case, Big U would be the lawyer. Oh, and they got to sit there and ask you questions. Oh,
a couple days before the interview, they'll give you a list of all the names.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that everyone took the stand in the Diddy case? The defense actually got to interview every single person.
Correct.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
But now the witness has the right to say, I'll talk to you in trial.
Oh.
They don't have to interview with you.
Oh. Okay.
It's not mandatory that they interview. They have to show up to the interview, but they don't have to interview. Like in my case, Danilo didn't interview. He showed up to the interview, and then he told my lawyers that he would tell him everything that he had to say at trial.
Huh. Okay.
Because what that does is that gives you an opportunity to discredit him. You know, they might say something in the interview.
that should be against the law. Like, wait, I could say something or I could hear, because some things, you somebody catch you off guard and tell a story, like, damn, like I forgot that story, or you forget certain things or certain key aspects. Like, nah, I ain't say that. You said that. That's why we went to the store. I ain't say let's go. You said let's go. And if that come up the day of, that could be a big difference. I don't like that if that's the case. But Big U representing himself, maybe to be on some YSL stuff where Gunna say, I'm guilty, but somehow Big U just plead to something minor and get out on a thug type deal with 10 years probation. He don't mind that. He an older man. He ain't doing nothing. He get off of this, Big U gonna be a fucking solid, straight by the rock dude. Otherwise, he gonna go to jail for life. They're gonna be on him for the rest of his life if he get off of this. What do y'all think? Big U representing himself. Is it good or is it bad? Do y'all think he can have, is there any pro to him representing himself? Been on his comments. Let's talk about it, Cave Dwellers.